Our story begins with the emergence of the most powerful human warrior ever. While he was about to die 60 years in the future, incomprehensible with the strength of his devil inside him, the only way to escape its miserable fate is to continue to develop. In the end, everyone says that everyone died. So I am the same as the strongest warrior on the verge of death as well. The title of the strongest does not really suit me, even though I killed all the 7 demons, already rejoicing. Why the old monument did not contain the presence of 8 wings? We humans do not even know the real fighting capabilities of demons. All of this is my sins. I did not have to take over its strongest responsibilities. The red devil, flipping from the inch, says what to do because I killed many of his followers who want to torture my bodies. The construction of events moves to a time other than the time when he was fighting demons, waking up, while standing between a group of trainees. He says he did not believe what happens where I am. What happens? This does not seem. This is a dream. What is happening is inspecting his face and then screaming, saying this is not my handsome face, the beautiful, and my wonderful body. Where is my body? Who am I? Where am I? The coach tells them to understand well. What does the participation in the warrior test mean to those who call the warriors represent protection and hope? The third commander of the detention city, Jiao Tang, says the third commander. In the year 3069 on that day, a giant monument fell 60 from the sky. The catastrophe of the disaster of our planet is creatures called demons. We are humans. After testing this harsh fighting, which is about to make us extinct, we finally invented a strong enough way to address demons called vaccination equipment, in which the nuclei use the demons that we collect, allows humans to temporarily obtain a demon's force. Through vaccination 60 years ago, our largest and strongest warrior in human history, Aang, the man who is known as the King of Warriors, led all the warriors of the world in a historic fighting from the highest level against the crowds of demons, causing the destruction of the world at the end. Human warriors were forced into the demons to retreat with severe injuries, in exchange for a period of 60 years of development until today. Aang says to himself after he woke up in the body of a 60-year-old trainee, "Did you travel 60 years in the future?" The coach says at the same time, "We lost many strong warriors. Even the strongest human warrior, Aang, is said to have died during the fighting against countless demons at the level. This is the greatest war between humans and demons, as it represents the resolve of the human race to fight and initiate a new dawn, and is also called the Hope of Hope," Anij says to himself, after he woke up in the body of one of the trainees. Both the highest level of demons. It was not 7 wings, but 8 wings. I do not remember clearly, but I really saw him. Humans have never realized the real power of demons. The third rule says, we were not to become what we are now without them. The human race was not present today without the warriors. This is what protects and hope for the most estimated identity. You must understand what it means to be warriors, scream the trainees while they are enthusiastic. Yes, the devil, who is inside the body of Anil, does not. The third leader goes towards Aang, who says, "It seems to me that you did not understand what the warrior means. What is your name?" Aang thinks about himself and says, "Should I experience my identity as Aang? But will anyone believe that I am 60 years ago, while I am in this weak body now?" The third leader says, "I have never thought that this may happen. You are a shame on the most proud name. Your name is the same name. Just a fool who does not even understand the basics of discipline. Yet they have been reduced to reducing this great name." And he says, "This is not forgiven." Anij says in itself, the cursing of this body is very weak and cannot respond even to this trivial multiplication. But I did not expect to have the same name. The third commander says, while testing the warrior, "I will make sure that you give you more attention," shouting at the trainees, listening to the test of the test now. It is time for the physical test. I go to one of the trainees and says, "Are you fine? Your name?" Anij, "It is good for my name, because Si Nu says one." What an arrogant person. do you think that you call yourself Aang? You will become wonderful like him. Aang says that this girl has a very gazali behavior. What is my engagement to her relationship with my name? She is from the family, the owner of the strongest fighting art. Aang says Seto. This title has not looked at Malova Sino, helping him to get up. One of the participants takes a picture to them. Say, my God, what an attractive view. You can ignore me, comrades. Only follow what you are doing. Aang looks at her and says, who are you? Just taking a picture. She says, my name is Jojio Yuhai. Aang says, even if you are in this weak body, you are still the strongest warrior. Dare to talk to the warriors in front of me. What a joke. I will use my wonderful skills in the test to shock everyone. The first test starts. The physical test is running for long distances. They set out, saying that you are well. I will use the full speed, get the first place, and break the previous record. The subscribers start, but Aang gets the last position. Some subscribers say that the record has ever destroyed the long distances. Angie, my God, says that this body is weaker than I was imagining. The second physical test area. The last center is the third physical test area. The last center in the results of the physical test. The worst in history alone is sufficient to make you an anadmus. The coach tells the third leader, Ya Tang. The results of that person are very bad. So much that he needs the second tour of the test anymore. People incredibly, let's get it out. And Commander Tang says, although he does not have any hope in success, it has the full right to participate in the second tour of the test. This may be the last test, probably, the second round of the train test. It informs them through the sound device. Now the beginning of the second tour. The second tour. Test. The test rate of the vaccination devices, please. Participants are directed to the examination area. Anij says in himself the test of his vaccination. My opportunity for 60 years has been the rate of my vaccination. However, the rate of the synchronization depends on the strength of the will of these miscreants who mocked me and mocked me. Just wait for you. How great the average of its stronger warrior is the average warrior. Although this body is heinous, the rate of synchronization depends on the strength of the will of these misconducts who mocked me and only mocked me. Wait. I will give you the extent of the bone of its stronger warrior, wearing the device, and says, if this is what the vaccination device has become a 60-year, it is much lighter. Ban Si says this is very enthusiastic. I can feel tremendous momentum below the skinny body. I am also feeling it because see, he says. But you don't look tense at all. After that, the test continues to show many people pain expressions. While activating the vaccination device, the body is forced to withstand a huge amount of pressure in the first time that connects to the vaccination device. Because he has to bear the effect of power from Satan's intention. Some choose to surrender because they cannot bear pain. Women needed only 10% synchronous to pass the test. Of course, some people showed unexpected results. The coach says that there are some talented people in this test. Yes, including Jojio Yuhei. 6 are 30% and above. Even those who approach the average normal warrior. This is equal to his city from the rank. The trainer says this batch of new warriors is not a bad quality in the overall, but there are some of the worst quality. Angie, ready to go looking at the coach while he has a happy smile with what will happen. He goes to the device. The trainees say, hey, he will be tested now. With the body of this, the blood is met upon activation of the device. It got the last position in all tests in the first tour. Aang says to himself, laugh, as you want, you trivial children, only do not be shocked. Later,